Hello everyone, this is Aroms Aigbehi. Just have to wait for some people to pop in. This is an unscheduled broadcast this morning. So, Mateshki Madaki, how you doing? So just popping up. Just give a shout out. Today is going to be exciting. Today I'm going to be energizing the whole African communities all over the world. Jacob, you're welcome. So Lucky, Mabel. So please invite your friends, push this forward because we really want to. There is this thing that is going on today. That is, the nonsense in Libya, and we just have to, start to solve these problems. So let me just get something. So please invite your friends. Okay, so some of you must have, seeing what is going on today in Libya and in a whole Africa community. Yesterday, I worked at 2 a.m. in the morning. I think it was this morning I stopped working. Then I went to bed. So woke up this morning and I was really upset. When I'm upset, I come out with great ideas. So I was really upset because the reason I'm upset is I don't know how other people feels, but I'm a man of dignity, and I don't just say it like they say in Nigeria. They say the man is a man of dignity, the man is a man of caliber, or whatever they call it. But I'm actually a man of dignity, and when I see people losing their dignity, like what is going on in Libya today. When I see people who are being humiliated and treated like animals, it just, it breaks my heart. My heart just wrenches when I see that. And when I see that, especially when these are black people. I remember when I was growing up, there was this movie called Roots. Many of you must have seen it. Probably some of you are not as old yet to see that film Roots. But Roots was a very, very, cruel film about slave trade. So were people who were enslaved, and it's a history of slave trade basically, and it was a well-made film. But it every time I saw it, when I tried to see it, I was so angry, I was so infuriated. Even when I know it was a movie, but the movie was too real for me that black people were treated like this, and it infuriated me that I never saw that series completely. Even anytime they make a remake of it, they say, oh, there was a remake a few years ago and they say it was going to be great. I didn't see it. I don't want to see people being humiliated, people being beaten, people being enslaved, people being killed. But today, I'm being confronted with it real life, real time. The images that have come up out of Libya, you just think about it, and I look at these people and I think, once upon a time I was in that position as a young man. I had ambition. I wanted to do something with my life, and I also felt that Nigeria was not a place for me because I couldn't get into a good university in Nigeria, so I had to leave the country. So I went to America and later, and to pursue my goal for education because I wanted to be somebody. And sometimes I look at these young men and say, look, these young men and women, it is not different from what I did. They're just looking for a way to survive this life because they look at the future. They think, I want to have something for myself as well. That's just it. I mean, you can blame them, you can tell them, oh, why don't you know that the journey is so bad? Why do you do that? But at the end, it is just the basic instinct to survive and have a better life. But to be treated like that, I mean, it's only God and the that person that is going through that can freely tell you how they felt when that situation was, bad. I saw pictures, I saw films. Just one film I want to share, because they are very terrible films, of a young man that was being tortured with knife. He was alive. He was not a dead goat. He was a human being. He was gagged. He was tied up, and they were using this knife to probe his flesh. And they tied him up, and at the last moment, he looked at the torturer, and you could see his face that he knew this was the end. You could see his face that he knew that this was the end. When that man came with his knife and with the rope and, to kill him, finally finish him up. You could see that he knew that this was the end. So when I see things like that, it just breaks my heart. And I know that it breaks the heart of a lot of people as well. But when I see the reaction of our people, black people, Africans, it's just not good enough. It's just not good enough. Sorry. It's not good enough. When Israel, the Jewish people experienced the genocide in Hitler's time, and finally a nation was created for them, and they all came together and they made a resolution: never will this ever happen again to Jewish people. Everything they did after that was based on that resolution, that this is never going to happen again to the Jewish people. Genocide. And it never did. It never happened again. We Africans, we went through this before for 300 years. We Africans went through this before for 300 years. We Africans went through colonization. We've been through a lot of things. And yet, Africans have never been able to come out and make a resolution among themselves and say, look, this is never going to happen again. This is never going to happen again. So today, I'm making this video to just let everybody know how, how ranked I am. It's more than disappointment. In fact, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of my own people. I'm ashamed of my own fellow black humans. They are evil in the world. I mean, I cannot stop the Libyans from killing and maiming our people. I cannot do that. But the question is, what are our people doing, for God's sake? What are our people doing for us? Our people, when I say our people, I'm talking about the black race. The black race, Nigerians especially, because Nigeria, one of every 5 or 6 black people in the world is a Nigerian. When Nigerians cannot come up and stand, that means the entire black race is not standing. Nigerians have become an embarrassment, an international embarrassment. Nigerians have become a disgrace to the human race, and I know that many of you don't like what I'm saying, but it is true. And we have to start as a matter of urgency today to start setting things straight. We must start as a matter of urgency from today to start setting things straight, because nobody is going to set it straight for us. Why people are tired, why people are not coming back to set things straight for Africans. And I know that a lot of Nigerians will say, yeah, it is a black man's fault. It is a white man's fault. The white man is ruling the world. Who stopped you, for God's sake, from ruling the world? The white man did not stop you from ruling the world. So, the blaming game have to stop. Now, it's not the white people that are killing Africans in Libya. It's not the white people that are killing Africans in Libya. These are Arabs. So why are we going to blame? So people are now blaming Barack Obama. People are now blaming this and that. But what stopped the Nigerian government from blocking the borders? Nations have borders, and sometimes you block it. You close the border. So what stopped Nigerian government from closing the borders? It's okay, look, we are not going to allow young people out of the border to cross to Libya henceforth, and all people going will be returned. Why is it that nobody does anything? Okay, so it is now. Is it the white people that are saying to them they shouldn't do it? Nobody is going to Libya and say, hey, you know what? We want to have all our people back. There is no force in Libya. There is no AUA or whatever they call it, African Union people in Libya. So what is going on? What is going on? So that is not even the worst case. The worst case I find is this. That ordinary people, you and I, we are not doing enough. We are not doing enough. We are totally not doing anything. People go and put banners on their Facebook and say, stop slavery, say no to Libya. I said, what the hell is going on here? That's nothing. Nobody's doing anything. Just please, if you see somebody who has those banners, let them remove the banners. It's just not the way what we want to do. People need to have consciousness and remember. I made a video a long time ago. I said, look, the black race is going for an extinction. In 50 to 75 years, the black race will be extinct. Because there is no way you can have a set of people that have been, that are behaving like this, that we actually survive this world. The world is getting too complicated for people who have no education, people who have no knowledge, people who are ignorant, people who don't understand basic principles on how to improve their life to survive it. The world is just getting too complicated for that. So a time will come, the black race will be extinct. And people, and it's not very far away. We are looking at 50, 75 years. But when I'm talking about it to my fellow people, my fellow Africans, they will say, oh, you know what? It is not a big deal because they cannot see it that way. They cannot see it that way, So the question is, what are we all busy with? Just excuse me here. So the question is, what are we all busy with? Why is it that we cannot see that something is in danger? Why is it that we cannot see that our life is in danger? Why is it that we don't want to do something to really change the way we, things in our life are going? Why is it that we feel that the life is so complex and that we have nothing to do with it and that we cannot add values to our life? Why is it that we always have to wait for somebody else to come and take decisions for us? Why is it that we cannot, because basically what happens is that if you cannot take decision for yourself, chances are somebody will come and take the decision for you and you ain't going to like the decision. That is what is going on with Africans. Because Africans are not taking decisions for themselves, then somebody else is coming and that somebody is taking the decision for Africans. And when the decision is taken, of course you don't like it. You're not going to like the way the decision is going. So like now, Africans are not taking decisions. They are not stopping the slave trade that is going on in Libya. Nothing is being done. So what is going to happen one day? The Americans will come. The Americans will say, oh, let's bring some sanity to that place. So the Americans will then carry their soldiers, carry everybody, and they will come there and take over the Libya and come to Niger and a part of Chad, maybe a part of the northern Nigerian as well. So when we Africans say, that is when Africans will wake up and say, hey, the Americans are here. The Americans are coming to tell us what to do. The Americans are taking over our sovereignty. I said, come on. Why did the Americans came in the first place? Because the Africans were doing nothing. They were just simply doing nothing. So, and this is what I want to tell you today. So I don't want to make this story a very long story because I have to get to work. The thing is this, we can keep talking about this for years, The state of the black race is deplorable. I am ashamed of being a black man. That's just the truth. I'm not ashamed of my color, but if you see somebody on the street and he's a black person, you don't need somebody to tell you that that person is a black person, because the color of that person very far away tells you who the person is. So you pass judgment on that person already, and the judgment that is being passed on black people is that black people are idiots. And I'm not an idiot, but I'm not a stupid person, and I'm not an uncaring, ignorant, and idiotic and moronic fellow. But because of my color, that is the classification I get. And that is, so that picks me off. And why do we get that classification? Because how is it possible? How can you have normal people, and yet who cannot take care of themselves? In this modern world, you have people that cannot take care of themselves. They cannot come together to fight one cause. They cannot come together to make their own lives better. Those people, something is wrong with them. And that is how the world is seeing Africans. Okay? So what I want to do right now is I want to appeal to people, because we have to start changing things. And me, I'm already working full throttle. I sleep 4 hours a day. There's not much I can do on time basis. I'm already on the full throttle. If I cannot work 24/7, I'm working, I'm already pushing it to 20 hours a day, 18, 20 hours a day. And all the work I do it for Africa, for Nigeria, to improve Africa. Unfortunately, I don't get much help. That's just the truth. I don't get much help. People don't help me. People don't help me. People come to me only to ask for more. Teach us this. Help me with this. Even people will ask me questions that they can Google themselves. They can go to Google and Google it and get answers. But people don't want to do that, because people prefer to just sit down there and ask somebody else to give them an answer to that problem. Okay? And that is, I find that a very sad thing. I find that a very fascinating, and I find it also very disturbing, because if you see, if I was championing a cause in the United States, or I was championing a cause in Germany or in the UK, by now I would have at least 5,000 people who are working with me to champion this cause. But in Africa, it's different. You can champion the cause all you want, and people are not just joining to help. And people are involved. People are involved. The life of people is involved in this matter. It's not only my life, because I have a very comfortable life. I am sacrificing my time, full throttle, to rescue people. And yet, I got an email from somebody this morning, which rather annoyed me. Okay, let me tell you why it annoyed me. I have worked my butt up through the night, through the whole week, helping people, making free training, making that. And this person is writing me to help them more, to teach them extra things. So, of course, naturally, the person has the right to ask. But then I think, for God's sake, for crying out loud, what have you done to ensure that I have the capacity, that I have the, I can do this for you. So I have 24 hours a day like every other person. So now I wake up in the morning, I have to write my text, okay? I have to do my research. I have to do my own graphics. I have to, study and create my presentation. I have to do my video editing. I have to do I have to raise the funds. I have to edit my own text. I have to publish my stuff. I have to maintain my blog. I have to call some governors to fight with them. I have to, all this work, I have to do them alone. And, I am fighting for a whole nation, not only a whole nation, but I'm fighting for a whole race. Then I ask myself, this is, I'm venting here because I'm ranting. Then I ask myself, where are the other people? Where are the other people? I know that I get some support from here and there, for those who have supported me in one way or the other. That's great. I highly appreciate it. But where are the other people? Why is it that Mr. Aroms can spend 20 hours of his time in one day and it goes on Monday to Sunday, 24/7, and yet we cannot have in a nation of over 180 million people, really, in a nation of 180 million people people are not pulling their weight. Okay? People are not pulling their weight. And people have to realize that, look, the problems in Africa, the problem with the black race, the problem we're all going through is because people have refused to pull their weight. People are not pulling their weight. If life is about work. You suffer, you work, and get things done. But if people don't pull their weight, how are we ever going to get something done? How is Africa, the black race, ever going to, get out of this quagmire that they call shit in America? It's not going to happen. So, people have to realize that, look, for crying out loud, people should stop writing me to help them with this, with that, with that, with that, with that. People who have not, involved, spend 1 hour of their time to help a fellow human race. I mean, if you have helped other people, you have participated in actions to liberate the life of other people, fine. Then you have the right to call me and say, please help me with that and that. But I just don't like people who only take and take and take and take and take without adding anything to the human race. This is what we call vampire. It's a blood-sucking vampires. And I feel that Africans should stop being blood-sucking vampires and start coming together to say, okay, look, what can we do for each other to get each other out of this mess? We cannot continue like this, man. We cannot continue like this. We are just one massive embarrassment to the human race, one massive disgrace to the human race, and it is just terrible. It has to stop. People are looking at us like a bunch of fools, idiots, and non-entities who have no regard for each other. And I just have to wake up this morning and say, look, guys, we need to stop this. We need to stop this. We need to stop this. If we are not ashamed, if we are not ashamed of what other people are thinking about us, but where is our conscience? Where is our conscience as humanity? Don't we even have something at all inside us? Say, okay, look, we are humans and we are Homo sapiens. We are not goats. We are not dogs. We are not lions in the bush. Compassion. We have the ability to show compassion. The problem in Africa today, the problem with the black race is, people can say all they want, but it boils down to one single thing: lack of humanity. That's what is causing all the problems. Lack of compassion. Africans are just too ruthless. They are just too bad. They don't care for each other. That's just the problem. People go to church. People keep going to this church and going to this church and going to this church. And these same people don't give, a crap about their own fellow human being. That's the reason why we have all these problems. So because of that, people leave Africa. They want to come to the Western world because they think that, we can get everything for free there. That is the same vampire attitude. We go and consume and consume and consume. If Africans come to Europe and Europe becomes poor and everything is gone, guess what? Everybody will pack their loads. They will find somewhere else to go. So, okay, where is rain now in China? So all of us should go to China. Go there, eat, consume, and destroy everything, and then move to another continent. It has to stop. It has to stop. And it is not only Mr. Aroms that have to do it. It is not only DSA that have to do it. We all have to get involved. We all have to get involved. So because of that, I tell you, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. And I like everybody to spread this message. This is what needs to be done. We have to start from today and raise $1 million. We have to raise $1 million from today. And I just want to throw this gauntlet down. I have a lot of friends on Facebook. Okay? I have a lot of friends on Facebook. People want to be my friend. People want to be my friend. This is what I'm asking everybody. Everybody that say he's my friend, this is what I'm asking them today to do for me. My work is to see the liberation of the black people. That's my work. You cannot be my friend if you don't support me in that work. The black race must be liberated in my lifetime. The black race must be, liberated. We must start becoming our own people, stand for ourselves. So this is what I want you guys to do. We are going to raise $1 million. $1 million. I'm looking for 1 million Nigerians, Africans, who are prepared to give $1 each. 1 million Africans who are prepared to give $1 each. I know that we have 24 million Nigerians, not Africans, 24 million Nigerians in the diaspora. So what we are asking for, and I'm not ashamed to ask for it, we are asking for 1 million Nigerians to donate $1 each. That $1 is going to give us $1 million. That $1 million, we are going to use it. Before I go into that, if we cannot get 1 million Nigerians to donate $1 million, then we have 500,000 Nigerians who are prepared to give $2. $2. First of all, if you are living in the diaspora, you cannot afford $2, then go back home, please, to Nigeria. Please, Biko, go back home to Nigeria. Because you are not supposed to be in the diaspora. If you are in the diaspora, you don't have $2 to give. Then please go back home. If you are in diaspora, you have $2 to give, and you don't want to give it because for one reason you are selfish, for one reason you don't care, for one reason you don't feel like, please don't contact me ever again. I'm not your friend. Go. I will. People who say they are my friend, who don't have $1 to donate to get Africa, these people out of this mess, I'm going to defriend all of them. I'm going to defriend all of them. I'm going to be putting a banner when I'm done this evening on my personal page. If you are my friend, this is what I expect from you. I am in need. I want to have $1 million to make a change. And those who say they are my friend, if they are not able or cannot or don't want to do that, then I'm defriending everybody until I have maybe 10 friends left who are able to do that. Because enough is enough. Before Facebook, I did not have Facebook friends. I never did. Before Facebook, I only have maybe 1 or 2 Nigerian friends. So now with Facebook, there are a lot of people who want to be my friends on Facebook. That's fine. I'm a black man. I've shown my face. I'm showing my face. Let people know that I'm a Nigerian. Okay. But what do friends do? Friends help each other out. Friends are there when you need their help. That's what friends do. So if you are my friend on Facebook and you want to be my friend, then at least you should have $1 to donate to this cause. Even people who are in Nigeria, no matter how poor you are, people have $1. People have $1. So I don't want to have anything to do with people anymore who are wicked. I don't want anything to do with people anymore who don't care about their fellow human being, that they are willing to come out and put $1 on the line. Please, I don't want anything to do with those people anymore. Please don't bother me if you are such a person, because I have given so much. I have given so much of my time, so much of my energy, so much of my personal resources, my life and everything. I also have a family. They have suffered a lot because of the work I do for all of you. So therefore, the least people can do is to bring $1. And if as a nation, we cannot raise $1 million to get people out of this mess, then we are not worth to be alive. We are not worth it to be humans. Then we just have to stop being humans. We just have to bow out of the system. That's basically it. So we're going to raise $1 million. And after that $1 million is raised, I might have maybe 20 friends left. That will be fine with me. That will just be fine with me. Okay, so, and that is what I want to do. If I want people to join, I'm looking for people who can write. If you know you can write, let me know. We need people who can not just go to Facebook and start making noise. Stop making noise, man. Let's put the energy to work. I need people who can write. Human aspect story. I want people who can write to motivate others. Let's start to work. Write something that we can publish that can motivate others to action. Number one, I need people who can design graphics. Design beautiful graphics so that we can use it to carry message forward. We have basic messages that we can transmit to other people that will change lives, that will change our status quo, that will change the nature of things in Africa. Be useful. Don't wait until Aroms is going to pay you before you do something. I don't have the money to pay you. Volunteer. I volunteer my whole life to help Nigerians. And believe me, I was living a very comfortable life before I started doing this. But this has changed my life completely. Not only changed, it has ruined it. I don't visit anybody anymore. This has totally transformed my life in a very negative way. So the least other people can do, if you really want to have a change, is devote some of your time, so that we can move this forward. So we need graphic designer. We need somebody who can put videos together, video montage. Okay, then of course, so there are so many things we can do. We need people who can carry material from one place to the other. We need volunteers. We need to carry this message to our own people everywhere in the world, every city in the world. If you're living in Amsterdam, you're living in The Hague, you're living in Bremen, you're living in New York, New Jersey, and everything. We need people who are willing to carry this message to another person, real life, not just on Facebook or on social media. Personally believe in this cause and carry the message to the next person, personally. There is power in personal talk. This is what is needed. It is, I see people are preparing for Christmas now. I don't even know the day of today. I don't know what today is. That is a true story. If it is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, really, I have no clue. Because I've been working every day, Saturday, Sunday. I don't really know what today is. I don't even know the date. So we might be closer to Christmas. I don't know. But what I know is that people are beginning to send me all this Merry Christmas, Happy Merry Christmas story. Please don't send me Merry Christmas, because there is nothing merry about this year's Christmas. There is nothing that is going to be merry about this year's Christmas when our own fellow human race are dying and suffering in Libya, and even those that have been sent back to Nigeria, they are still dying there because their situation has not improved. And somebody has the moral audacity to send me a Merry Christmas card on my Facebook account. Please don't do it. It irritates me, it gets me upset, because I am not focused on Merry. I'm focused on how to see my people have a better tomorrow. So if you have nothing to say, please hold your peace. Okay? Don't send me Merry Christmas, Happy New Year card, because there's nothing happy about it. There's nothing merry about this Christmas, man. The Christmas is screwed up already. So people are going to be buying turkey. If you're in the United States, you would buy a turkey for $35. You buy a turkey for $35 and share it with your family, and you don't have $1 to give to somebody? Come on. It is not right. People, it's not right. This is insane. This is insanity. And people, and all these people, we keep blaming the government, blaming government. So, come on, how did you justify that? How can that be justified? You know, if you spend it, people spend $1,000 preparing for this Christmas. $1,000 preparing for this Christmas. And then people, and these same people cannot look at the perspective and say, look, we need to do something. Involve with your time, involve with your energy, involve, and let's do something. Let's get something done. Enough of this nonsense, enough of this crap. If you are not angry, I am angry. I'm angry about this nonsense of the black race. I'm unhappy with this nonsense of black people. The poverty is just too much. The poverty is, I cannot understand why we have so much resources and we cannot get something done. The poverty is just too much. I see people of my people, they dress up with clothes worth $2,000-$3,000. Why the hell do you do that? Why the hell do you do that? And then with that, and there are people who have no food to eat. How can you come from a country where people don't have food to eat and you are dressing up with $3,000? Okay, I can buy it as well. I can buy $10,000 worth of clothes, but I don't do it because it is insane. It is insane. Even the Queen of England don't dress up like that. Come on, it's time we start to face reality. It's time we start to be normal people. Nobody appreciates us doing these things. So please, this Merry Christmas stuff, let it stop right now. Let's take action, positive action. And this is what we're going to be doing with the money. What we want to do with the money is that, look, let all Nigerians raise $1 million. And we'll go and raise another $9 million. Okay? There are people who are willing to, donors who are willing to add money to it. If only Africans should do something. But Africans are doing nothing. That's the problem. Africans are not doing nothing. They're just waiting there to see who is going to bring money from Western world so that they can steal it. That has to stop. So we're going to raise $1 million. We are going to raise $1 million. And after we raise $1 million, I'm going to go around all over Europe. I'm going to be talking with people, with government, with people. They must add to it. And then we're going to go to Nigeria. We are going to get 10,000 people. Yes, you hear me right. We're going to get 10,000 young people. I repeat, 10,000 young people. And these 10,000 young people, we're going to pass them through a 3-month training and orientation program in Nigeria. This 3 months training and orientation program is to clean their minds up. And it's not just, some of these young people, they have never been structured. They have never gone through a structured environment. Some of them didn't go to school. They don't know how the 4 walls of a classroom looks like. So we have to pass them through a structured environment. They don't know at 8 o'clock you have to be somewhere. They've never gone somewhere on time. So that is structure. We need to boost structure into their life. We need to train them. We need to put them in a boot camp, like a military camp. We need to train them to become a normal human being. 5 o'clock, they must get out of bed, like Mr. Aroms. If Mr. Aroms is out of bed, they must be out of bed as well. And they must go through a structured educational program. After 3 months, then they are ready to go into that is just to break, to clean their brain with proper homo. After that, they're going to spend another 3 months in a vocational school. Because after they have gone through that, brain cleaning program, then they are now capable to go into a vocational school. So if we are training people to be tailors, then after they have graduated from that tailoring school, we are going to set up a factory where they will work, and by working there, they are producing clothes and things that we are selling for them. So therefore, they don't have to worry about it. So we are creating jobs for them, and they work in that job, and when they are doing the job, they get paid, and they are contributing to the society. And all those t-shirts they are producing, we are selling them in Nigeria, so we stop importing t-shirts from China. Okay? That is just one thing. That is just one thing. And then we're going to do the same with agriculture. Most people know me to be an agriculturist. Train 1,000 people. through the process. Then, let them get involved in agriculture. Like I give you a crazy example. Most of these guys who are going to Italy, they save $500,000 of their own money to go to Italy. $500,000 of their own money. Okay? So they took this money, they went to Italy with it. Now the question is, why would somebody pay $500,000 to go and be a slave in Italy? So why not, there are young people today, say, look, if you have the money, you bring it, our organization will double it. So if you have $500,000, you bring it, we'll have $500,000 to it. Now there is $1,000,000. That $1,000,000, we are investing it in a project, then, and you get return. So you can get 20% return of it at the end of the year. Okay? Or 25%, depending on how it is. But that is not only that, you get a job. So now this youth he has a job now. He's now working there and working for a whole year, for 2 years. So a youth that is getting 35 to 40,000 naira a month, at the end of the year is about $500,000 that the person now is putting in his pocket. And in addition to that, at the end of the year, this person can get extra 20% return from the investment. So now you add another 200,000 to his $500,000, 700,000. But meanwhile, the capital that we are working with stays there. It doesn't leave. This is how you build on it. So it's not like, oh, now we're going to collect 1 million, 10 million dollars and start spreading it out. So you take, go start your own business, go start this one. No, these youths cannot start their own business. They have no clue what a business is. They have no clue how to start their own business. They never did it. Nobody ever taught them. They don't know how to do it, and they can never get it done. And besides, the country is too crazy for even a normal person to get business done and succeed. Talk less of some bunch of boys who have been neglected since they were born. Now somebody is giving them 200,000 naira and say, go and start a business. Which business is he going to start with 200,000 naira? That's not the way to go. So what we need to do is to, first of all, clean their head for 3 months, take them to another school for 3 months, vocational training, because you need to clean their head first for them to understand that why they have to do that course in the first place, why they have to go through that training, why they have to come on time, why things don't work like scatter the way it is in Nigeria. So it's a 6 months project. And after that 6 months, then they can bring, those who have some investment money can bring it. If you are in Europe and you want to support some of these people, you can support them. They can bring the investment program. Our organization will add double it. Every time they bring money, we'll add under 100% to it. And then that money is now invested and they get returns on the total capital. You see, that is how you change society. That is how you change society. So imagine that maybe maximum, if $5 each from each person would do all this. Imagine a situation where you get 10,000 people tomorrow, 10,000 adult youths in Nigeria engaged. Imagine the development that will trigger. Imagine the peace that will return to the society, the lack of the crime that will be reduced, everything. So sometimes I don't understand what is wrong with our people. Like now, a lot of people from those states who live in the diaspora, they are all going to Benin City to go into Nigeria for holiday, for Christmas, for this, for that. How about, what is wrong with you guys? How you go to a Christmas in the most dangerous part of Nigeria, and you come there, you're trying to build a house. People from those states always want to build a house. You build a house there, and it must be upstairs. It must be a duplex. And the roads are dirty. The place is completely messed up. There is flood everywhere. And I think, guys, some of these people are living in New York. Some are living in Texas. Some are living in London. Some are living in Amsterdam. Some are living in Detroit. So, okay, look at where you are living. What is wrong with you? Look at where you are living. And now, you now save money, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. You are now bringing it to that sinkhole. And you think that the priority you have now is to build a damn house in that sinkhole. Come on. It's time we wake up. It's time we start facing reality. This is nonsense. Normal people don't think like this. You may hate me after this presentation. It is totally fine with me. Normal people don't behave like this. This is animalistic behavior. It's animalistic way of thinking. We cannot keep thinking like this because it is bad. It doesn't show a sign of civilization. Doesn't show a sign of reality. We are living in a parallel universe that has absolutely nothing to do with the reality. It's an alternate universe. And it's time we need to stop it. Some people will tell me, say, we have a lot of learned Nigerians all over the world. No, they ain't learned. Learned people, they come together to solve their problems. How can you say we have learned people all over the world? And look at where they came from. It is a sinkhole. These people aren't learned. So I want people to start showing me that they are learned. If you know you are learned, send me an email and propose a solution. Put your money, put your time in where your mouth belongs. That's how to be learned. Learning is not by speaking big grammar. Learning is not by speaking big English. Learning, how can somebody be learned, dress up, say he's learned, dress up, in a very expensive way, fly first class and to a place, and then they ask you, where do you come from? You say, I'm from Nigeria. What part of Nigeria? I'm from Edo State. And they check it on Google. And they say, look at the sinkhole where you come from. That is not a learned human being. Trust me, that's not a learned human being. A learned human being never forget its root. Therefore, if you know that your root is a despicable location of this world, your job is to fix it. Now, the Edo people from Edo State, they are the most people in the diasporas. This is true story. The people, you see, Nigerians are the most black people in the diaspora, but people from Edo State, Edolites, they are the most people in the diasporas. And yet, Edo State is one of the most terrible places to live in Nigeria. So then I think, guys, what is going on here? What is wrong with you guys? What is wrong with you guys? People need to start coming together and realize that, look, at a certain stage in life, especially when you are as old as I am, then you have to leave legacy behind. You must leave legacy behind. Look at Edo State right now. Who is leaving legacy behind? What is the legacy people are leaving behind? It is absolutely zero. So, yes, okay, you've been able to travel to Europe and America. Thank you. You've done great things. You've been able to study there. Now you are a medical doctor. Oh, great. You have achieved something great. Oh, you've been able to have a good job, and now you have a mortgage and your house. You are living in the United States or in London. Great. You have achieved something. Tomorrow you die, and the whole world forgets about you. You've done absolutely zero. So, and that is what is going on with our people. That's what is going on with our people. People may not like that I say that, but it is time one of us have to wake up and start telling the others the truth. And realize that, look, man, we cannot continue like this. People might decide, okay, they continue like that, but people cannot say they didn't know. They didn't know. I don't have respect for Nigerians who just stay and they just stay. They're just living, just consuming the air that God has given them. But they have absolutely no added value to the human race. Absolutely no added value. The Nigerians in the diasporas, if only they just contribute $1 each. $1. The Chinese will say $1. $1. Just $1 each. It will transform everything. So people will say to me, and this is where the cynic comes in. The cynic will say, yeah, but they want to eat the money. They will go and eat the money because that is a defense mechanism. That is a defense mechanism that Nigerians like to use a lot. That is just a way to say, oh, I'm not going to do something, but I don't want to do something. Therefore, I'm going to give an excuse. Because, oh, you have this guy that is talking on Facebook. He's going to eat your $1. He's going to eat your $1. Oh, your hard-earned $1. This man is going to eat it, and these people are going to let their money disappear. So why not let the people eat your $1? If that is now so big issue, it is such a scary issue that these people are going to eat your $1. Please let the people eat your $1. That shouldn't be the most you ever lost in your life. So it is a damn bad excuse. It is a damn bad irresponsible behavior, and it is not justified. It's not justified, people. So I want you to feel guilty this Christmas. That's it. I'm not subtle about it. I'm not a politician. I don't know how to be subtle. People who listen to this message and don't do something, I want them to feel guilty in this Christmas. You need to realize that, look, on the Christmas day, on the 25th, I will be working. I have a presentation set up for the 26th. So I'm working. On the 1st of January, I'm working. I'm going to be working through the year. To the end of next year, I will still be working. So when you sit down and start to eat that expensive turkey and spend all that money and buy gift and buy iPhone for $800 or buy a PlayStation and all this for your family, I really want you to feel guilty. Honestly, I really want you to feel guilty because you refuse to bring $1 to people in need. So the $1 we need to, and when I say $1, it doesn't mean that you have to send me $1. If you have $100, do it. If you have $1,000, do it. If you have $1 million, do it. But, people say, oh, if the man is complaining too much, so we're going to send him the $1 anyway. You can send $1, but it's just, if you send me $1 and you can do $1,000, then you've not done anything. That's just the truth. So you're going to be hearing me rant about this issue from today till next week. We're going to be talking about this $1 issue. Okay, this $1 issue, and we're going to be talking about it, and we're going to be talking about this. I'm going to be working with DSA, Dr. Sunday Adelaja, on this program because we want to raise the $1 million. We want to raise $1 million, and we want to get 10,000 people out of poverty. 10,000 people. 10,000 people. Go to bed today and only dream of that 10,000 people. All these people coming from Libya, people who want to go to Libya, people who are already in Italy they are stuck. We see this program we're putting together. We want to get them out of poverty. Enough is enough. You need to join. And if you don't join, please forget that I exist. If you see me, go to the other side of the road. If you see me on Facebook, please go to the other side, because naturally, I don't like people who don't care about their fellow human being. I've tolerated it for a very long time, and I've decided today I'm not going to tolerate it anymore. I've shown enough example. I have shown enough example for the past 4 years I've been struggling in Nigeria to create wealth for people. That this is the type of people that I want in my life. Now, so it's up to people now to say, okay, look, if they want to be a part of me, want to learn from me, then you got to do like I do. That's what moves the earth further. That's what moves humanity further. It is not that if you see Aroms working for 20 hours a day and spending his money, his time. More people don't know. If you call me to consult for you, you have to pay me $500 an hour, not a day. I will repeat. If you call me to consult for you, you have to pay me $500 an hour, not a day. Okay, now I spend a whole day, 20 hours a day working for Nigeria, sweating, breaking my head, doing video, training people, doing all these things. One single training that I provide, if I am providing, stock market training for people pay $2,000 to come and follow the training. $2,000, one person, and I will teach for a weekend and I will go. So now I come online and I teach people all these things free. I teach people all these things free because I want to see people move forward. And then I tell people, say, look, let's come together with $1. $1. And I say, okay, if people cannot do that, then the next time I'm going to sell you my training. People are going to sell my training because I have to use that money that I get from the training then to do the project. That's just how it was. I mean, people, this got to stop. Please, this got to stop. And we cannot keep blaming the politicians. We cannot keep blaming everybody. We are the one creating the problems. We, the citizens of Nigeria, are the one creating the problems. So what I want to do today is this. Please, those who are watching, I know some people are angry already, they are left. Let this man be talking. Yes, I will keep talking. Because you cannot say you didn't hear. But for those who still watched this far, I appreciate it very much that you watched this far. I want you to be angry. I want you to be angry that the situation is like this. I want you to be angry because anger, energy, it produces a lot of energy. And the energy that comes from anger triggers people to do something good. You can channel the energy in two ways. You can do bad things with it. You can do good things with it. I want you to be so angry that you want to do something. And one thing we need to do is today, we need to spread this message. Everybody has to know that we are fed up. If they don't fed up, then it's their problem. They are not fit to be humans. So that is the first sensitization we need to do. I'm going to be putting the link under this video when it's ready. On the GoFunding page that we've set up for this. We're going to fund it. If you don't see this page, just send me a message. You can send me a message right now. Send the message to them and say, please send me the GoFunded link. When it's ready, I will send it to you. And don't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait till next week. Don't just send the money to it. If you have $1,000, send it. If you have 100, send it. If you have $1, send it. But you cannot send 50 cents. It has to, because it costs us much money to process the 50 cents, even the dollar. The paper will take 20 cents for processing the $1. Okay? But so we just have to stop. We just have to stop that. We have to contribute. And people know who I am. I'm not going to disappoint people and eat their money. Why do I need to eat your money? All the things I have done online, at least people who are sensible realize that, this man got brain, or like they say in Nigeria. This man, what I teach you on stock market, what I teach in business and everything, if I am broke tomorrow, I will package this training, I will sell it, and I will make money. So I don't need $1 from people. I don't need to be collecting $1 from people so that I can pay my bills. So this is for humanity. This is for Nigeria. Let's go there and transform our nation. The politicians are not going to do it because, don't forget, it's because of your inaction. That is why the politicians can have a free ride. That is why the politicians are having a free ride. By the time you start acting, and I am acting, and the other man is acting, the other woman is acting, you will see that the politicians will start sitting tight. They'll start sitting tight. Youths that are hungry, that have not eaten for a month, are they now the ones that are going to be opposing the governor? Or are they the ones that are going to demonstrate? People say, what is our youth doing? I see all these comments online all the time. What are our youth doing? The youths are hungry. They cannot even lift their hand. They don't think. The brain is dead. The energy is just conserved to keep the heart beating. That is just it. There's no energy anymore to think. That's why the youths are not doing anything. So stop asking the question, what is our youth doing? What is our youth doing? Because our youths are not capable of doing anything because they have been dehumanized. They have been castrated. They have been destroyed. That's why it is like that. And if you are not if you don't use your position to change the system is never going to change. Trust me. I know it's not going to change. So that's it. Please call back here. My page is going to be full with this in the next 1 month because really I need $1 million. And I know if I was a pastor, I should have got 10 million already. If I was a pastor now, I would have got 10 million already. But I'm not going to descend to the level of exploitation of Nigerian pastors. That's not what I'm going to do. That's a different story completely. Okay? That's not what life is. But life is People cannot be expecting that something must be done for you. Because if you bring some money, God will bless you. Receive money. That is outright nonsense. You do things from your heart, from the bottom of your heart, knowing that your reward is in heaven. That's what Jesus said. That's what I learned from the Bible, and that's what you'll be learning from the Bible. So thank you very much for watching to this level. Be angry and do something. Thank you.